Hello, beautiful people. Let's bake this marble cake in a pot without an oven. Yes, it's possible. We'll first apply butter all over our cake pan. This will help the cake to come out smoothly after baking. And I also poured in a little flour, and we're going to swirl it around the pan to be in contact with the butter. And if there are any excesses, I'll pour it out, and I'll set this pan aside for later use. Here I have 3 large eggs. And let me show you how safely I break my eggs. I'm going to break this one after the other. That will help you to spot any one that is bad and take it out so that it doesn't spoil the whole process. And it will also help you take out the shells with ease. And we're going to whisk this properly and we'll also set it aside. These are my measuring cups and spoons. In a large bowl, I brought in butter, oil, sugar, and you can use any of these two to mix this. You can use the wooden spatula or the strong whisk. I always prefer using the strong whisk, and we're going to start creaming this. I will stir and heat the whisk so that it will release any trapped in the whisk, and we'll keep doing this till the color has changed to light yellow like this. That's to tell you you've done a good job. Now I brought in the beaten eggs and we'll mix them all to combine properly, and we'll also set them aside. Here I brought in flour. I also brought in baking powder, milk flavor for flavoring, nutmeg powder for flavoring, and salt. And we're going to sift this out. It's important you sift your flour out for cake. It helps give you very good cake. And you can also use any flavoring of your choice. And we'll start adding these dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, and we'll keep mixing this. Here I have milk, and we'll be adding this gradually. We're not going to add everything at once. I did this in 3 batches. We'll keep mixing this till all the dry flour is absorbed into the mixture, and I'll come in with my spatula. I'll clean the sides of the bowl so that everything comes in together. And when you see that the flour is completely mixed, you'll be mixing and folding. Do not overmix this, because if you do, your cake might not rise well when you're baking it. We'll mix and fold to incorporate air into it, and I'll set that aside. And in another bowl, I brought in less than half of the batter, and I also brought in cocoa powder. We're also going to sift this in. It helps you not to have lumps in there. I brought in the remaining milk, and that's about 2 tablespoons. And we're going to start mixing this in. Please do not mix this in too vigorously. And when you've gotten it to this smooth batter, observe our consistency. We're going to bring in our cake pan, and we'll start bringing this in one after the other. So gently, you're going to alternate bringing in both colors. I always say that homemade recipes are the best, and every meal is possible in your kitchen. And you use your toothpick or skewer to make this design. Now let's go and bake. When you're baking with the pot, do not use high heat. Use very low heat. If not, whatever you're baking will burn so fast without cooking on the inside. And here is our pot. I've had lots of questions of people asking, won't the pot burn? There is nothing like that. Here I brought in the stove stand, and if you do not have the stove stand, you can add in salt or sand, and we'll cover this and preheat it for 3 minutes like you'll preheat an electric oven. My pot cover doesn't have any vent. If yours have any vent, please cover it, because we'll need all the heat intact to bake. And after 3 minutes, please wear your protective gloves, because this is very hot at this time. And we'll bring in the cake pan, and we'll cover this tightly and bake on low heat between 40 to 45 minutes before opening the pot. And after 40 to 45 minutes, you check with your skewer or toothpick. If your cake is ready, it should come out smooth without any batter. Always check from the middle of the cake pan and not the sides. And mine has baked to perfection. I'm going to take this out from the pot. Let me show you how my pot looks after baking. There is no sign of the pot getting burnt. Make sure you wash your pot properly before using it for baking. I will allow this cake to cool for like 20 to 30 minutes in the pan before bringing it out. So whatever you want to bake is possible even if you do not have an oven. We are going to cut this cake now, and this tasted so yummy, so amazing. The cake came out very fluffy and very soft, and everyone was asking for more. I hope you learned a thing or more from this video. Remember, a Glory Homemaker will give you value for your time. And look at the slice of this marble cake. It's everything soft, fluffy, yummy, and delicious. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.